Good evening, everyone. This is Dwan Walker, Executive Director of Mid-Valley Fellowship, and it is Tuesday night, and we are getting ready for our support programs. You may be aware that we have a few different support programs. We have some that we are running right now, some that we aren't. But right now, we are doing a Clean Heart, which for men struggling with pornography and sexual addiction, and Mending the Soul for survivors of sexual abuse. We're also doing Hope Together, which is for spouses who have someone struggling with sexual addiction or some other issue, and then also Taking Back Ground for people struggling with unwanted same-sex desires. And so tonight we're going to be tackling different topics in those different programs. A couple different things that we'll be tackling when we're looking at addiction, talking about how that our brains kind of, when we engage in addiction, that it sort of causes changes to occur, and how that sort of misleads us and makes it more difficult to pursue a different path. Along with that, there's the reality that our brains are always changing and growing, and so we still can reshape the ways that we respond to things. And so that's the good news in that. I'm also going to be talking about what does it look like to get your esteem from God rather than from a spouse or from something else, but really what does it look like to live in our identity in Christ. We're talking about boundaries, and then also we're going to be talking about trauma. There's a lot of trauma that is related with people who are struggling with sexual wholeness, from traumatic experiences in our childhoods or even later in life, pardon the fly, or even later in life, that there's different things that are difficult for us that are traumatic, and sometimes it is the big things that you might expect, like abuse, but sometimes it's also just maybe a culture or an experience that we have in life that teaches us things, and those traumatic experiences do teach us things, unhealthy things. I know in my own journey, one of the things that trauma taught me was that I couldn't trust people, or that people would abandon or walk away when things got tough. And so having to walk through that with God and to understand the truth of His persistence, His consistency is significant. And then also to have people in my life who are not that way and who don't respond that way. And so so tonight we're going to be digging in some more into trauma. We're actually going to spend, this is going to be the second of 4 weeks on trauma. I'm really looking at what are those experiences that we've had in life, and how have they shaped the way we see the world in unhealthy ways. And because of those traumatic experiences and the ways that we see the world, we end up engaging in behaviors that are not helpful either, and that cause problems in life. And so those are some of the things we're going to be digging into tonight. And so, as always, we value your prayers. It feels significant to walk alongside people on their journeys, and to ultimately to help them encounter God. That we want to reflect Christ to people, and for them to experience how God would respond to them if He was embodied, if He was here in person. And so anyways, we value your prayers in that process. This is a spiritual battle for sure, that the enemy would love to keep people in bondage, and it says the enemy comes to steal and kill and destroy, but I, speaking of Jesus, have come that you might have life and have it to the full. And so that's what we're walking people through tonight, is what does it look like to live an abundant life according to God's design for sexuality, for relationships. And so anyway, that's a little taste of what's happening tonight. You can always watch for this video each Tuesday night at about 6:45. That's about when we do it. And so we'd love to drop in if you want to check out our Facebook page. We have videos from earlier this year and last year, kind of giving you a window into what do support programs look like, what do we walk through with people. And so, as always, thank you, and feel free to comment and like and share this. We would love that. Share it with other people that you know, and spread the word about what God's doing in this space. So thanks for your time. We'll see you next time.